Slow pitch players, what are you going to work on in the new year? It's 2026. I know everyone's working through resolutions or goals. We're just kind of reflecting back on the year end. I'm doing the same. So in this video, I'm going to give you 6 things to think about, reflect on, and I'm going to share my answers for all 6 of those about what I'm going to be thinking about, working on, trying to adjust, be better at in slow pitch softball in 2026. All right, so number 1, what's one thing you can improve in the weight room? You will get a performance boost if you get more fit, trim down a little bit of weight if you have some weight to lose, get a little bit stronger, get a little bit faster, more explosive. Like the weight room is one of the big reasons that in baseball and in fast pitch, players are hitting harder, throwing harder. The athleticism and the power is outrageous at the high levels of those sports, which obviously I teach on this channel for fast pitch and on my baseball channel as well. So I'm very plugged into that world. I owned a baseball academy. I taught as a strength coach for many years, and I've seen what it can do for people. So if you're a slow pitch player and you want to hit more home runs, or you just want to feel better, move better, track down that ball in the gap, getting a little bit more fit is really, really important. Whether that's just adding a 20-minute walk a couple more days per week, which can make a really big impact on cutting down some bad weight, or maybe go to the gym regularly. And like me, I'll give you my example right now. I need to add more rotational exercises to my workouts. I had a really difficult road back into the gym after my baseball career ended because I was so burned out from all of it. So now I still kind of hate working out, but I do it consistently for a lot of different reasons, but I'm very much in and out. And I do the core stuff that makes me stronger, that makes me bigger, that makes me look the way I want to look, and mostly whole body exercises, but I don't do as much rotational stuff that's really going to actually help me on the slow pitch softball field. So for me, it's going to be simple. I'm going to make sure I do at least one rotational core exercise every time I do a workout. Right now, it's maybe I do one set a week or one exercise 3 or 4 sets a week. I'm going to make that into one set every time I work out. But think about what you're going to add to your plate to get more out of your exercise routine or start an exercise routine to help you on the slow pitch field. Number 2, what's one aspect of your swing that you can improve on for the next year in slow pitch softball? So I'll give you my example first. I've been working to flatten out my swing. This is a common one for people that came from baseball, right? I was a high school varsity outfielder in high school and pitcher, and then I was a pitcher only in Division I baseball and then in professional baseball. So I still have my baseball swing. It's changed a lot. It's improved quite a bit. It's a slow process, but especially in 2026, I'm really going to work on getting more downward to really flatten my swing out. I have a little bit of uphill still in it. I'm going to have a heavy focus and work on some routines. So when I hit off the tee, what exactly am I doing every time? I'm going to develop some more drills, and I want to have a real step-by-step process and method, which I will definitely be sharing here on my YouTube channel, especially as it gets a little warmer. It's like 25 out right now. But I want to share some of those processes and routines that can really help say, hey, if this is where you are, this is how we get from point A to point B with hitting drills. Number 3, what's an aspect of your fielding game that you can improve on in 2026 as a slow pitch player? So for me, and this is a little embarrassing to say out loud because I literally hate this, but I was I was an outfielder throughout all my childhood in baseball. I just never really got ground balls, and so I'm a little flinchy with balls in the middle. Some people would say, oh, Dan's afraid of the ball. I'm not afraid of the ball. I just flinch on those in-between hops when I square up to it. And it's something that I did as a young kid, and that I was always playing outfield, and it just never got ironed out. So it's one of those things that I love taking ground balls because it's something I didn't do as a kid, but I still have that little bit of a flinch where I don't stay down on it as well as I could. So I just been working through that when I practice with friends, and I just take ground balls at slower speeds, then I ramp them up, then they hit them a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. So I get comfortable with that last little in-between hop that makes me flinch. So whatever it is, no one's perfect, and that includes me. It's hard to be completely well-rounded at everything where you're an immaculate outfielder, an amazing hitter, and an amazing infielder. Like everyone has blind spots, me included, but I really like taking ground balls, even though I'll probably never be the starting shortstop on a really good slow pitch team. I like filling in the infield and feeling like I'm pretty confident. And I like the challenge of getting better at it because I know how to get better at things from my baseball career, right? So like I said, I have a process, and I'm excited to work on that. Even though it's something I wish I was better at, it's something that I get to continue to learn and grow from. So think about what's on your fielding list for your new year. Next, in 2026, what piece of equipment is either holding you back or can make you better? I'll give you an example with me. I bought a maple bat. This was not given to me. This is not a partnership video or anything. I bought this bat. This is a 3429, partly because I know why wood bats are used for amateurs in baseball, right? If you go to the amateur world, even the high-level college world, they're swinging aluminum or composite bats. And a lot of times when these players get to pro ball, they really struggle because with all the weight heavily concentrated on the end, right? These are like sledgehammers, basically. it really exposes a lot of your swing flaws, and it makes you have to be a lot stronger with your wrists and your hands to be as accurate with such a heavy barrel. So when you swing off a tee or you take batting practice with a wood bat, there are some positive benefits. It's not exactly the same, obviously, as your game bat, but this will expose a lot of flaws in your swing, which can be a positive to say, okay, maybe I'm not as good and my barrel does start to dip a little bit, and I really got to hone down and be a little more precise. And if you can do that with the wood bat and be really accurate off the tee and in batting practice, it should help your accuracy when you have the lighter, easier to handle composite bat or aluminum bat back in your hands. So that's one thing that I'm just excited to. Also, living in the DC area here in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, it's cold. It's like 25 degrees out. So having some bats that I can go outside and hit with in the cold is obviously a nice thing. But maybe you say, hey, maybe my glove is starting to hold me back a little bit. Balls tip off the end. Maybe I need a bigger one, or maybe it's just had it and it's kind of getting old and worn and maybe a little too floppy, whatever it is. But think about your equipment. Maybe there's one thing in 2026 that will make an impact in your game. Like I think this wood bat will for me in figuring out my swing, and that could be a positive contribution to your workload in 2026. What's a teammate or social or community issue within softball that you want to work on in 2026? I'll give you my example. So obviously I come from the baseball world where I was always very focused, and this is me personally. There wasn't a lot of room for me to socialize in the dugout between innings because I was very either locked in on my next inning or what just happened, replaying things. I just am very focused on the game. I like to watch the game. So all that kind of takes me away from some of the social aspect during a game where, we know teams and fields, they're on a tight run schedule. So, we have 50 minutes for game one, 50 minutes for game two, and then you're right out of there. And a lot of times that 2 hours, that doubleheader will go by so quick. And I realize I look around, I'm like, I barely even talked to my teammates this whole time. And I regret that because I love a lot of the people that I play with. And so for me in this next year, I'm going to try to disconnect a little bit so I can just chit chat more in between innings and just kind of start to break that habit, because I will still be focused when I take my at bat, but maybe I just need to find a little bit more balance of trying to be social and pulling back from focusing on the game, as strange as that sounds, and focusing on my teammates a little more, right? So I see teammates that do that and they still do fine on the field. And I want a little more of that in 2026, some of that social balance. But think about it for yourself. Like, do you go out with your teammates as much? Like, do you get the real community benefits? Do you say hi to other, opponents and teammates? That's another thing I've appreciated about slow pitch softball coming from my ultra competitive world of baseball is that there's a lot more friendliness between teams when they're not being jerks, right? And sometimes other teams will be like, hey, nice hit. And I'm like, oh, you do that. People do that here. So I will sometimes compliment teams on a nice play or a nice hit. And that feels good. I like doing that. I like that we're all in this, especially the teams that are play the game the right way and are good sports, right? Some teams are not. So I don't compliment them. But obviously this is a nice thing where everyone's in it together, here to have fun, here to make friends. And those community ties are really important. So think about what you could do to better improve the positive atmosphere of slow pitch in the next year. And lastly, what's a fun thing that you're looking forward to doing more of in 2026? I'm really excited. Every year I've joined a team and then another team, and then people are like, hey, you should come play for this team. Hey, sub for my team. And I've really enjoyed meeting new people and trying new teams and new leagues, because there's some fluctuations in the competitiveness here, and I don't want to play high level. I don't want to be playing in worlds. I don't care about that. But I do like seeing the different levels of play here and there, and I like just sampling all over my area. And so one thing I already kind of alluded to this, but I'm excited about playing in a wood bat league this summer. Just a different change of pace, and I like the challenge. I can hit home runs consistently with composite bats on 300-foot fields, all that stuff. But I'm excited that it's going to take a little more mastery to hit home runs with this wood bat, which really takes a big dent out of your exit velocity. I've hit with this off the tee and hitting 90 miles per hour with my composite bats. I'll hit 82, 83 with this. It's a big difference. So you're going to have to be really precise and really square it up, and I'll have to be a lot better to hit home runs with wood bat, and I like that challenge. And I'll just meet new people, and it'll be a new field, new area, all that stuff. So that's one thing I'm excited about. I'm also excited just to do more, just connecting with new people and new leagues in the area. That's been something that's happened every year, as I mentioned, and I'm excited about more of that in the coming year. So definitely leave a comment below. What are you excited about for 2026? Feel free to leave a comment. I like the interaction. I've learned a lot from all of you watching my videos, and I appreciate the positivity, especially to drown out some of the trolls. But, leave a comment. What have you appreciated about slow pitch softball, and what are you looking forward to in 2026?